What an absolutely beautiful morning. Such a gorgeous day outside, seriously. Nice wind, you know? Nothing can possibly go wrong. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Holy shit! What the? Oh my god! Oh.
Hey, Carmelita!
Oh, what the
Funny
hell?
meeting you here.
Where
Sorry,
am
gotta take a
I?
rain check.
What the hell?
I'll call
What?
you. Your database
Yes?
security, Murray's pants.
Oh my.
Today, you were the hero, Murray.
What?
And don't you
Oh, what the
forget
fuck?
it. Cool.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
How does this sound
Oh,
for
where
a
is
stage
it?
name? The
What is that?
amazing Cooperone.
Ah!
Huh? Right?
This is terrible! What have they done to one of my favorite franchises? Sly 4 had a pretty controversial launch, with a lot of people hating on it. And it was mostly people from its own fan base, believe it or not. A lot of the people thought that it really lacked a ton of the enthusiasm that the original trilogy had. And it was left with a lot of hate. And honestly, I can't blame them. Because I'm making one of those videos right now. Now look, the game had a lot of issues, but nothing, and I mean nothing, can possibly come close to how bad the characters were in this game. This game ruined all of the characters. Honestly, the only one in the entire game that I think wasn't really completely ruined was Bentley. Bentley wasn't horrible, he was pretty decent, okay? Like, he actually kind of acted like Bentley. Sure, there were moments where he would just talk way too much and never shut up. But other than that, he actually wasn't bad. But now we're going to talk about literally every other character. How about we start off with someone a little different than the first three guys? Let's talk about Dimitri. Dimitri is by far one of the biggest personalities in the entire Sly trilogy. Dimitri also just so happens to be a fan favorite character. He is beloved by almost everybody who plays the game. He's hilarious, witty, and he always has a really interesting style to him. I always love Dimitri, like how he smokes a cigarette in Sly 2, and just how he walks around. He has this big style to him. He's always wearing this bling. I love Dimitri. He is a great personality and definitely one of my all-time favorite Sly characters. So you'd think that they would use him greatly. Also, Dimitri has some of the best dialogue in the entire series.
I'm a big man. Big with the payback and the sex appeal. Got that, Ant? I control the beat on this track. You're just a dancer. I can't fit in no vent. You spy my macho frame? I'm packing too much sexy muscle to fit in vent like you stick dudes. Salty language from such sweet lips. I'll die, baby. I die for the love. And why should I talk to a two-bit Rudy Poot crackerbox like you? Question mark in bold. Why? Trust a band of thieves? Do I look chumpy to you? Your promises will be cold comfort when I'm pushing up the daisies with concrete overshoes.
As you can see, he has a very interesting flair to his character. He's got amazing dialogue, and he's very interesting and stands out from the rest. Dimitri was one of the most mature aspects of the game growing up. He always was smoking a cigarette, he was very inappropriate.
How about a kiss for Monsieur Magnificento? My lips are warm like bread from the oven.
He was like a sleazy, like, junkie kind of guy who always went to, like, nightclubs, you know? He owns a nightclub, actually. And he also said, like, very adult jokes.
Cooper, you've got some fuzzy dice to come round here.
Just in case if you don't get that, he literally just said Sly has some hairy balls to come in there. So you would think that he would have some terrific dialogue in this game, right? Right? What if I were to tell you guys that Dimitri doesn't have a single line of dialogue in the entire game.
Mark! He's wired in. Sorry? He's wired in. Is he? Yes.
Now look, I'm not saying that Dimitri needed some huge spot in this game. I kinda wish he did, because I love Dimitri's character, and I wish he was playable. But it's okay, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world that he didn't have a huge part. But the fact that he didn't even have a single line of dialogue in the game itself is absolutely unacceptable. That is so ridiculous. I don't even know where to start on that fact. He literally has the best dialogue in the entire game, and you're not even gonna give him a single line? Seriously?
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
Dimitri had some of the most character, some of the best personality, and one of the best designs in the Sly series.
Like, seriously, really take a look at his design here. Like, I just love how they made him, how they made his, like, actual aesthetic, how he dresses, everything about him. The fact that you could tell everything about Dimitri just by looking at him shows that he has an absolutely amazing character design.
And the fact that they didn't even give him a single line in the game is absolutely insulting and strange. I honestly would have just rather him not been in the game. But the fact that he's, like, in this game, and they don't even give him a single line, is just so bizarre. Like, it's really weird, because Dimitri is literally known for the way how he talks. It's so bizarre to me. It's like having a Sly game where Sly doesn't steal stuff. It's so strange. I understand that there are going to be a lot of my viewers that think that I'm just, going on a tangent about something that doesn't matter. But keep in mind, even the original creators of Sly knew that Dimitri was a dialogue-driven character.
The coolest part about Dimitri is how he talks. English is his second language, and he learned all his English from watching hip-hop videos.
Have you no vision? Are you hearing what I mean to you?
The coolest part about Dimitri is how he talks.
So clearly, the creators of this game did not get the memo. Let's go on to our next character, Murray. Murray was always my favorite Sly character growing up. I love Murray, okay? I always loved playing as him. I love how you could pick up enemies and chuck them. He's just a very fun, versatile character. But that's not the only thing for gameplay. Murray has a great personality as well. Murray is not only the muscle of the squad, but he's also supposed to be like your best friend. He's basically the heart of the squad. Murray is literally the glue that holds the Sly Cooper gang together.
Not only was I missing a lifelong friend, but his brute strength helped get us out of more than a few scrapes in the past. When Bentley was injured during the whole Clockwork affair, Murray blamed himself, eventually leaving the team. We tried to console him, but going out on his own was something he needed to do.
Think of it this way, Bentley. If it were you in that vault and Sly and I were out here, what would he do?
Stop these thugs and protect his friend.
Right, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Recently, he's been trying to break into the pro racing circuit, stock van class.
And this definitely set him aside from everybody else. It put him on a pedestal as the glue of the Cooper gang. Yeah, well now screw all those facts, because now Murray is basically just the muscle, and he eats food all the time. I really don't know why, but for some reason this whole stereotype keeps getting perpetuated onto Murray, that he's just fat and eats a ton of food. Like, yeah, sure, he ate some food here and there in Sly 1 and 2, but my guy, Murray isn't big because he's fat. Murray is big because he's a f***ing hippo. Like, seriously, people? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out.
Garbage day! Huh? No!
Like, even the Sly movie trailer, that is not happening, by the way, had him, like, be just the fat guy in it. It's just so offensive to his character. Like, look at this shit.
So hungry.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Now, essentially, Murray's unique features are just taken away. In Sly 4, he's essentially just the muscle and the fat guy. That is pretty much about it. Oh, and he's also an exotic dancer that dances sexually.
What?
Yeah, I'm not kidding about that. I really wish I was, but I'm not kidding.
Okay, now you have my attention. Konnichiwa! I am the most famous Madam Geisha. Please allow me to entertain you.
What are those Neanderthals up to? Don't they know I'm busy spoiling myself?
I swear, when I heard this happen, I genuinely didn't believe it. I had to see it for my own eyes, and well,
Now the main problem area is up here. All of this going on up here is what's causing me the most physical discomfort. It's like a visceral reaction of discontent coming from this area. This area is not good either. I hate this, but I'm mainly worried about this.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. This is a real thing. Like this actually happened. Like the writers actually sat down and said that this should happen. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that. It's just, it's something that's really hard to believe. If you told me like 2 years prior to this game being made that I would be seeing Murray dancing around in a geisha sexy outfit as he's dancing around to a bunch of guys who are ogling him, I would have thought that you were absolutely insane. The only thing that I will honestly admit about this scene that I do really like is I actually really like the soundtrack for it. The soundtrack for this part is actually bussin'.
Oh wow, I've never been to one of these clubs before. Whoa!
So I will at least give them that, but everything else about this scene is just viscerally wrong. Now listen, if you want to come at me and tell me that this scene is very funny to you, that's fine. Because honestly, yeah, it is pretty funny. I will say that it gave me a pretty big chuckle when I watched this. But at the end of the day, you have to remember, this isn't Murray. Murray would absolutely never do this. Genuinely, if you have played Sly 1, 2, and 3, you would know that Murray would never do this. And before anybody says, oh, but Dolphin, Murray's dressed up as a girl before. Yeah, no, Murray would definitely dress up as a geisha. I could see that. But Murray dancing for a bunch of dudes ogling him? I can't picture him doing that, I'm sorry. Murray would sooner beat them all up than be caught dead dancing in front of them. I mean, hell, he's been through worse odds. I could see him beating these guys up. Now, one of the biggest problems with Sly 4 is the fact that the writers of it just straight up forgot certain scenes from previous games, and I'll get to those later, but they forgot a very important arc for Murray that was in Sly 2. In Sly 2, Murray was feeling very self-conscious about himself, and he ended up proving himself against Rajan, showing that he's stronger and that he can do things his own way for a change.
Who's the Murray? All I see is a fat, pathetic weakling!
You are fat-phobic.
I might be big and not as smart as the other guys, but one thing I'm not is weak.
You genuinely feel really good for him, and you're glad that he won. And then the creators just straight up forgot about this whole scene, and then did it all over again, where Murray was just like really self-conscious about his strength when they met one of Sly's previous ancestors. Which is just so weird. Why would you give him the exact same arc from before? I mean, unless if you just completely forgot it. Which I highly think they did. Murray was dealt a really poor hand in this game, and it's really unfortunate because he was looked at as just the guy with the muscle, when he's really so much more, when he's really the heart of the Cooper gang. It's very disappointing that they did this to him. Alright, I guess we'll go on to one of the other characters. Carmelita Fox. Oh god, we're on Carmelita Fox. Man. Okay, guys. If you thought Murray was bad, oh boy. You are in for a deep, deep surprise, my friend. Carmelita Fox is by far one of the most offensive portrayals of any of the characters in the entire series. Let's look at Carmelita Fox from the previous games. In Sly 1, Carmelita Fox was very confident and very, very aggressive with capturing Sly. She is always on his tail. She's always willing to travel across the world just to track him down. In Sly 2, pretty much the same thing. Carmelita actually gets captured in one part in the game, but then she ends up breaking out herself and kicking ass.
I've isolated the brain pattern. You and I are about to become the best of friends.
Okay, new best friend. Hands up, and I mean all of them.
My dear, you really should... Shadow Guard! Shadow Guard!
Carmelita is a very independent character in the Sly franchise throughout every single game. I viewed her as a really great character growing up. I always loved Carmelita. I loved how honorable she is to the law. I love Carmelita, and she's a great character. But, man, they just really took a big poo-poo right on her character. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh, Dolphin, you're just exaggerating things. You're just exaggerating things. I mean, come on. Carmelita's still independent in this game.
This is the worst undercover assignment ever.
Oh God, oh man! Oh God, oh man! Oh God, oh man! Oh God, oh man! Oh God!
Is there a word in the dictionary for this? Because there is no word to possibly comprehend the anguish, anger, and resentment I am feeling towards this game right now. This isn't even a video game. This is a poorly cobbled together homunculus struggling to breathe.
However, since we don't want to announce our presence, we need a diversion for the guards. So I've taken the liberty of fashioning an outfit for Carmelita, who will use it to lure the guards away from their posts by, performing a belly dance.
Okay. Okay. Well, now some of you might be wondering, some of you might be saying, hold on, Dolphin, wait just a second there. Last time I checked, they just needed to distract the guards. Well, listen here, fool. Okay, how many guards are in this room? How about we do a count? Well, you see, there's one. Okay. And then there's two. Where are the rest of the guards? You mean to tell me right now, from your most logical perspective here, that they actually f***ing needed Carmelita to dress up like a goddamn belly dancer for just 2 guards? 2? They could have had f***ing Murray come in and start beating their asses. Hell, Carmelita could have kicked these 2 guys' asses. But apparently, 2 guards
are what requires Carmelita to start belly dancing.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? How did this get your ass?
Bro, words cannot express how stupid that is.
I really hope whoever created this is dead. I'm kidding though. I'm joking.
I'm kidding. Like, listen, guys, I've seen some mental gymnastics in my life, okay? I've seen people try to fucking explain anything. Try to explain some of the worst, stupidest opinions I've ever heard in my life. But if you genuinely are going to sit in front of me and say, yes, this scene was an actual good part in the game, you are smoking crack! Like, I swear to God, man, if I see one more person say that this is the best version of Carmelita, I will string you up and sacrifice you to the Daedric Lord Hermias Mora. You know how I said before that Murray would never do that dancing thing, like with the geisha whole shebang? Yeah, he would never do that. But honestly, it is way more likely for Murray to start dancing than Carmelita. Carmelita would sooner shoot these guys all in the face than do this. This is so beyond her character. It is absolutely hilarious. Like, the level of sheer incompetence in the writing in this game is so beyond baffling. It is actually hilarious.
Hey, stop! Why? I just don't get it. I always catch you fuckers watching this sick shit. This is sickening.
No one can defend this. No one. Like, you can come and try. Go ahead. Try to defend this shit, but you can't. I don't care. I don't care if you tell me that this scene cured cancer, okay? I don't care if it cured Ebola. I still hate this scene because it's bad. I don't care if you gave this game the Nobel Peace Prize. This is absolute dog dookie. It's funny because there are gonna actually be some people that think that this is my only problem with Carmelita in this game. It's not. It's also her design. Carmelita looks like a prostitute in this game. Like, look at this shit.
Now, this is epic.
Come on, man. Like, she has a straight up mini skirt on. Why are you giving Carmelita of all characters, a mini skirt?
This is exactly what I've been waiting for. This is exactly, I don't mean to sound like Cat Williams, but this is exactly what I've been waiting.
I want to know what drugs the writers of this game were taking. Oh, and before anybody says, oh, but Dolphin, to be fair, you know, she did show her belly in the earlier games, and she was pretty revealing in those ones too. Alright, listen, okay? Sure. If you want to talk about the fact that, you know, she had her belly exposed in the other games, okay, fine. But at least that, like, shirt that she had was an actual shirt. This one, that is literally just a bra. Look at that. Like, what's under there? Another bra? Like what? Like, they actually went through the effort to animate jiggle effects on her boobs.
What the hell is even that?
Jiggle effects on Carmelita. What?
This is my first time
This is
ever
fucking
trying one of these
annoying.
internet dating
I don't know
sites.
why you people are watching this shit anymore.
camera.
The point has been made. You've seen all you need to see. Move on.
How does that even happen? Just let me tell you something, guys. Let me give you a little bit of advice. If you're ever feeling depressed about your current job status, just remember the fact that there was actually somebody who was employed to make jiggle effects on Carmelita's boobs. Just remember that.
Did you do it?
Yes.
What did it cost?
Everything.
imagine if these writers and creators were around during the original Sly.
You think? This pistol packs a paralyzing punch. You ought to try it. Might snap you out of your crime spree.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good and all. That was alright, but you know what we need to add? We need to add some more jiggle effects. Yeah, we need to make her boobs jump up and down. Also, we don't need to, but we'll do it anyway. Let's make her twerk. No real reason behind it, but, you know, I think it'll just add a lot of aesthetics to the point of view.
Oh, great. AssertiveDolphin, what are you doing here?
Oh, well, you know, I'm just filling in for Sly 4. Just, speaking for them because they couldn't really do it themselves, you know.
Are you drinking while you're working?
Of course, man, I'm always drinking. Wait, you don't drink some brewskis while looking at some fox boobies?
I am disgusted by your very existence. Also, can somebody please explain to me the fact why Carmelita in the cutscenes actually looks like a fox, but then, like, in the actual game itself, she looks like they just smushed her snout into her face? Like what the hell happened there?
What a goof! What's with you, man? Come on! You know what? Here, let me give it back to you. Oh, look at that! You fell for that too! I can't believe it, man! So, Lone Star, now you see that evil will always triumph, because good is dumb.
It is very depressing to see what they did with her character. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Sly Cooper. Who doesn't love Sly? Everyone loves Sly. Sly Cooper is one of the best video game characters of all time. Yeah, that's right, I said it. He's amazing, okay? He's funny, he's awesome, he has a really badass backstory. I mean, everyone loves Sly. And to top it all off,
he's quite the attractive fellow.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true.
Sly is easily one of the coolest video game characters of all time. I mean, easily. I love Sly, and I've always loved him since I was a kid, okay? So, I mean, how was he in Sly 4? Sly 4, he had to have been great in that game, right? Right?
Hey, Carmelita! Oh, funny meeting you here. Sorry, gotta take a rain check. I'll call you. Your database security, Murray's pants. Today, you were the hero, Murray. And don't you forget it.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that? What is that, Private Pie?
You won't get away with this. I'll find you. You won't get away with this. I'll find you. I don't recall you watching my back on any jobs. Sure. Anything else you want me to pick up while I'm out? Eggs, milk, maybe some wax for your shell. Then you better get going before Sir Goof gets himself captured again.
Stop!
But as time went on, the old itch came back. Cool. How does this sound for a stage name? The Amazing Cooperone! Huh? Right?
You know what? Is that actually happened? Of course it happened. I think this is a reflection of how
The Amazing Cooperone! Huh? Right?
Step back, I think I'm gonna vomit!
Oh god, he's terrible. He is really, really, really bad in this game. Like, no joke, the second worst character in the entire game. He is very, very bad. I have a lot to say about him. How about we start off from the beginning? Sly has always been a very witty and sarcastic character, ever since the beginning of the games. However, while Sly was witty and sarcastic at times, he was also very serious, and he took these bad guys and what they were doing very seriously. Apparently, the writers for this game took all of these emotions and just decided to make him Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sure. Anything else you want me to pick up while I'm out? Eggs, milk, maybe some wax for your shell.
Well, this is new. Showing remorse, Eggman?
If you played nice, I wouldn't have to break all your toys.
Cool. How does this sound for a stage name? The Amazing Cooperone! Huh? Right?
Wow, sometimes I even impress myself. For a second there, I wasn't sure I was going to pull it off. Oh, who am I kidding? We both knew how this would end.
He literally sounds just like him, and that is a huge issue, because yeah, while Sly can joke and maybe get a little bit snarky and sarcastic at times, most of the time Sly is actually supposed to be very serious when he's dealing with an enemy.
I hate unexpected guests!
Listen, Raleigh, wipe up my family and steal what's mine? You better expect company.
Bloating to gargantuan size and squashing you like the insignificant bug that you are!
Bring it on.
Stop this, Sal. Release Gene King and this fight can end.
No! Gene King is mine! Once our bloodlines cross, it shall be glorious! The Panda King in his day was magnificent. With the Tao name, a new generation of kings will be unstoppable.
But she doesn't want to marry you.
She's a woman. She doesn't know up from down.
Bruh.
Once I convinced her father to take up meditation, she was ripe for the picking.
I've faced a lot of bad men in my time, but you, sir, are the worst.
Why should you care if I bury a few worthless village in snow? You are a thief, just like me.
No, that's only half right. I am a thief from a long line of master thieves, while you're just a frustrated firework artist turned homicidal pyromaniac.
Huh. Yeah, looks almost big enough to contain your overinflated ego.
Take a nice long look. I want you to remember the one who crushed you.
Looks to me like you've got nowhere left to run, El Jefe. Ready to face me now?
You see, all of the enemies that Sly faced were actual legitimate threats, and he took them very seriously. Sure, he may joke around with them at times, but at the end of the day, he's there for a mission, he's there for a goal, to stop them in what they're doing. I mean, to be fair, the enemies back then were quite based.
She's a woman. She doesn't know up from down.
Well, I'm just going to go right ahead and say it. This is indeed based. And if I dare say furthermore, which for what it's worth I do in fact dare, quite red-pilled as well.
Basically my point is that Sly is a goofy jokester now. Back then he used to be much more serious and much more composed with himself. He also had something called, you know, motivations. Yeah, so basically the reason why Sly goes back to thieving and stuff in this is one of the stupidest things I have ever heard. Like, the way how they constructed Sly going back to thieving is just so poorly conceived, it's laughable. So, if you have played Sly 3, you would know that Sly didn't only just retire, but he was actually going to go and settle down with Carmelita. He was going to try and start a family. He was going to start anew.
But here I am at the end, and suddenly all I can think about is what a coward I've been towards Carmelita. I never took the next step. Looking at Bentley and Penelope, it's clear what life is about. If Carmelita was here, I'd tell her straight out how I feel, and quit playing around. Put our professional differences aside and see if we can make it work.
He was literally not just retiring from thieving, but starting a family. That was the whole point of him getting out of the thieving gang and everything. I want you guys to guess the reason why Sly goes back. I want you guys to just guess the reason. I'll give you three answers to choose from. Do you think it was A, a villain came out of nowhere and captured one of his friends and was threatening to kill them? B, he found out that there was a very evil criminal who had one of the most valuable things known to man? Or C, him just being like, I just wanna. Which one do you think it is? Which one do you think it is? Oh my god. I really wish it wasn't so obvious. I really wish it wasn't so obvious. Well, if you guess C, you're correct. Yeah, you're right. I'm not even kidding, guys. This is an actual, real quote from the 4th game.
But as time went on, the old itch came back, and I knew I needed to pull a heist.
Is that the best you guys could do? Is that the best you guys could do? Seriously? I just... The old itch came back.
The old itch came back.
The old itch came back.
That is so mind-numbingly dumb. I cannot remotely understand how that is the best that they could come up with. I can come up with a better story in my sleep. Like, seriously, just actually imagine how awkward and weird that conversation must have been with Bentley. Hello? Hey, Bentley, I want to get back into thieving. Oh, really, Sly? Wow. Okay, well, what happened with Carmelita? I mean, you guys were settling down, and you know, you had something really special there. Oh, well, you know, I just wanna... you don't have a reason or anything? No, not really. I just kind of feel like it. Really? Yeah, I just, you know, I just wanna. Oh. Okay. Sure, let's go. Like, wouldn't that just be really weird? Look, guys, I can totally understand how there could be some fans that could defend this game, okay? Defend its honor, because they really enjoy it, and that's fine. If you enjoy this game, good for you. I'm glad you can like it. But how someone can overlook something like this is so beyond me. I cannot... I could never do that. I don't know how you guys have the strength to do that. How you can just ignore such major plot points just because. This is undefendable, this part. Completely undefendable. Good for you if you guys can like this. Another thing about Sly in this game that really, really bothers me is that he has, like, no loyalty, like, no real loyalty to his ancestors like he used to. He used to have the most undying respect for them, and now he's just kind of like, oh yeah, they're there.
Family of master thieves that went back for generations. I was next in line to continue the Cooper name, but fate had different plans. I was robbed of my childhood when a ruthless gang attacked our home.
Then you better get going before Sir Goof gets himself captured again.
That's why we're here. To keep them from resisting. To show them how wrong they are. How pointless it is. That they can be a part of something bigger. Or die.
I won't let you.
You want to die for this planet? Fine! What's 17 more years? I can always start again. Make another game.
I guess I just have to accept the fact that Sly is never gonna be the same. It's really unfortunate. I'm really hoping for Sly 5, if it ever happens, that he'll actually be redeemed and he'll go back to his original self. It will really pain me and it will really give me just a massive migraine if they don't revert him back. But the fact that he's just some cocky, hilarious guy now all of a sudden is just so heartbreaking to me. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been waiting for this moment. You have been waiting for the worst character in this game. She is actually a walking plot hole. I don't care how poor of a writer you are. How the fuck does this even happen? It actually takes talent to write a character this poorly. Like, I couldn't even write a character this bad if I tried. That is how insanely bad she is. I am talking about Penelope. You have to understand, Penelope isn't just a problem for being a little different. Penelope is a problem because she is so colossally different, it's laughable. Now listen, guys. I feel like I have to give an intro to explain myself before I completely rant about this character. I just want you to know that I don't only personally view this version of Penelope to be just bad, but I personally view her to be the worst character change of all time. Yes, I actually just went there. And I feel like I have to explain what a character change is, necessarily, so that you understand what I'm meaning, because it's kind of a broad statement. A character change is essentially when a character just randomly doesn't act like themselves in the slightest. And oh my god, is Penelope the worst one in existence. Let me just give an example of another poorly written character change that I have up my sleeve. Stannis Baratheon from Game of Thrones. Yes, I am seriously comparing Sly 4 to Game of Thrones. I know that sounds really silly and weird, but please just hear me out. Stannis was a character that always, no matter what, wanted to protect his daughter. Even in the worst situation, Stannis wanted to be king, no matter what. But at the same time, he wanted to protect his daughter no matter what. And his daughter was slightly more of an objective to keep safe than becoming the king. And in the show, randomly at one point, when the witch just asks him, hey, can we sacrifice your daughter so we'll make our army more powerful? And instead of Stannis being like, no, like, you know how he would have done in the books, he actually, and that is an example of a character change that just does not work. And there are a few of these in history, but I really seriously do believe from the bottom of my heart that Penelope's is by far the worst. I feel like I should start from the beginning on who Penelope really is and how did she start off. Sly 3. In Sly 3, Penelope was a great character. Basically what it was that Penelope couldn't get into the sky racing. Sorry, I'm still kind of high, so I'm trying to figure out these words. Basically she was in like some type of big fighter flight piloting thing, and she dressed up like a dude, like this, so that she would be able to get into the contests. And then she ended up joining the Cooper gang. And then she was awesome. She was just a really overall great character. Like, here are just a few clips of how awesome Penelope was from Sly 3.
Nobody touches that turtle but me.
Me pirate flower finally blooms, yet ye favor this cripple over me, the smartest man on the 7 seas?
Oh, I do like smart guys. And he beat you at your own game. You tell me who's more intelligent.
Just the field, man. Sounds like you're jealous.
Well, yeah, I wish I wasn't in this chair. I wish I could run on tight ropes and jump on flag poles and all that stuff. But I can't.
You can do other stuff. Sly can't rewire a satellite or write ASCII code.
Sly can't even spell ASCII.
Yeah, he's not the most technical guy. Hey, let's get moving. We won't find the back entrance just standing around. Oh, sorry about that standing comment.
Give me a break, Penelope. It's just an expression.
Penelope and the Black Baron were one and the same. But before we could even process this turn of events, we were rushed to the winner's circle. Somehow, against all odds, we become this year's champions. But now, with the Black Baron out of the picture, she was free to take up a new path. And she joined the gang without hesitation.
Penelope at the time had so much personality. I love how she was very abrasive and she could just speak her mind. At the same time, she was very technical and she was very intelligent. Penelope had a lot of personality at the time. That's the biggest aspect that I really miss about Penelope. Some of you may be thinking to yourselves, oh, come on, Dolphin. How could she have been that bad in Sly 4? She couldn't have been that bad.
If only Bentley hadn't been brainwashed by Cooper's honorable thief nonsense, we could have made billions in weapon design. The two most brilliant...
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait just a goddamn second. Hold your horses. Hold your grandma's hand across the street. What the hell did she just say?
We could have made billions in weapon design.
We could have made billions in weapon design.
We could have made billions in weapon design.
For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about with this and why this is so unacceptably terrible, the writers clearly forgot something about little old Penelope. You know, if they actually played the third game, they would know that at the end of Sly 3, Sly literally gave her billions of dollars. Yes! Remember this little scene?
Only to make the surprising discovery that he didn't want to be found. As always, he'd left a calling card. Only this time, it was worth millions.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that is way more than millions. Okay, that looks like trillions, maybe even quadrillions. That's a lot of gold right there, okay? But apparently, Penelope wants billions now. You guys do understand what this means, right? That means her entire motivation, everything about her character in this game is inherently a plot hole. How does that even happen? Oh, and also you gotta love this line. You gotta love this line that she says.
If only Bentley hadn't been brainwashed by Cooper's honorable thief nonsense.
This is not okay. This needs to stop now. This is cancer. This is so much cancer that I can feel the tumors growing on my back. And it's way down heavy on me, and it's not okay.
Yeah, Penelope, you're right. Honorable thief nonsense. Oh my god, that sure is, like, nonsense. I know that you literally helped create the vault to lock away all of the Sly Cooper, you know, honorable thief nonsense beforehand, and literally put hours and hours of research into protecting it, and constantly being there with Bentley to make sure it's safe. But yeah, no, apparently that's just honorable thief nonsense. It's just honorable thief nonsense. Like, what? Like, what? Like, seriously, let me just merge these two together, these two different characters, because they're clearly different characters, and you guys can tell me how completely different they are.
She was free to take up a new path, and she joined the gang without hesitation.
If only Bentley hadn't been brainwashed by Cooper's honorable thief nonsense.
What kind of place is this?
He'd won himself a girlfriend. It was nice to hear him talk. They'd have these conversations the rest of us couldn't even follow. Far as I could tell, they were made for each other.
The two most brilliant minds on the planet working together? We could have owned the world! But no matter. Once Cooper's out of the way, he'll see things my way.
Hi, I'm AssertiveDolphin, and you're watching Seriously, what the f*** just happened? I have no idea what's going on! Her logic in this game is so mindlessly stupid. It is absolutely hilarious. Penelope's entire logic in this game is this, essentially. Wow. Bentley sure is wasting his potential with Sly Cooper. I know how to get Bentley to work with me alone solo. I'll murder his friend's entire ancestry, and then I'll get Bentley to work with me.
I know that I'd literally be murdering his best friend and his ancestors. But he'd bound to work with me after that, right? I know I could literally just fix this whole situation by just talking to Bentley, you know, because he's my boyfriend. But no, I'm just gonna go right ahead and murder Sly's entire ancestors.
That's it!
Oh no. Roger, whatever you're thinking.
I'm gonna cut off your skin and drape it all over my body!
Help!
Oh, I'm gonna go get my tools! Right after I do a flip! No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm actually gonna get off the bed really carefully. Oh my god, I did the flip! You didn't see me, but I did it!
If that is not the worst possible jump to conclusion, I don't know what the that is. Like, seriously, what the hell were they smoking? Also, another thing, keep in mind, it's not like Penelope was just some lackey for the Cooper gang in Sly 3. Penelope was genuinely a friend of Sly and the rest of the Cooper gang, and she was very close with them. They became close friends. You need to remember that Penelope literally risked her life to save the Cooper fortune with Sly. Like, that doesn't mean nothing there. Like, she actually went through all that effort to help them. But now she's just like, oh yeah, wasn't even really ever friends with him. I could just kill his family and not give a shit. Like, excuse me?
Why'd you do it, Penelope? You owe me that much at least.
Why? For you, of course.
Bruh.
I had to make you see how things could be.
Yeah, Bentley, I had to make you see how things could be. Like me murdering your friend's entire ancestry in his bloodline. Like, why are you not okay with that? Like, seriously, dude? Like, what are you, f***ing weird or some shit? Her logic just doesn't make any f***ing sense in any sense of the word.
But you know the most valuable thing Sly ever stole? Your potential. Together, we could change the world, but you're still chasing after honor for chump change. When are you gonna wake up?
You see, like, that could have actually been a really interesting plot point. If they made something like there was this whole other story where Penelope came in, confronted Bentley, and then Bentley, throughout the entire game, had this whole back plot where he's actually pretty upset that, you know, he feels like he really is wasting his potential, where he could be doing something way better with Penelope. That could have been a whole different arc for Bentley to go through, and for Penelope to go through too. Her character would have been so much more valuable, and it would have added so much to the game. Instead, she just goes right to murdering Sly's ancestors. Like, seriously, what the hell? Out of everything they could have done, why that? That is so ridiculously stupid. It's hilarious. Like, why don't we use her logic into perspective right now? Like, let's just say she really was just doing this for Bentley, okay? If she was, why didn't she just talk to him? Honestly, if she just talked to Bentley, this whole problem would be completely solved. But no, just go the long way and do this whole really strange move to help the Paradox for some reason. Like, what? It just doesn't make any sense at all, and it's ridiculously convoluted for no reason. Let me ask you guys a question real quick. So, for those of you who actually are in support of Penelope being evil in this game, okay? I want to just ask you guys a question here. What changed? No, seriously, what changed? For those of you who don't know what I mean by this, Penelope turning evil in this story does not change the story whatsoever. There is no new news, no new actual story on why she did this, what happened, besides the fact that she just thought that Bentley's potential was being wasted, which is just so stupid, because she could have just, you know, talked to him, and I'll get into that later, but I'm still on this option. Let's just say for a moment here that you were to take Star Wars, okay? And you were to take Darth Vader from like, you know, the movie, and make Darth Vader be like, hey guys,
I don't want to kill anybody. In fact, I'm a nice guy now, and I have a blue lightsaber, and I want to be a Jedi and help out. That would entirely corrupt the entire movie. Like, literally, the movie would be ruined from that aspect, because you can't have Darth Vader just being a nice guy all of a sudden. You can't do that.
And the Force? Well, that's just microscopic bacteria in your bloodstream called midichlorians.
Look, if you're not going to take this seriously, I'm out.
But Sly 4, if you were to completely take Penelope out, 100%, it would not change anything. Like, anything at all. I am so proud of you. You really have to understand here that Penelope fails on every single level. From a character development aspect, from a writing aspect, from a design aspect, from a voice acting aspect. Literally every single level she fails on. Pretty much the only thing that I would give her character is I do actually think it would be a pretty fascinating idea for Penelope to have some type of like issue with Bentley continuing with the Cooper gang. I actually think that that's a pretty good idea. I think that that would have been a really great idea. Maybe she wants to settle down or something, and she thinks it's pointless that Bentley's still continuing this. And there could have been this whole like altercation with that in the game. I think that would have been a really great idea, and that would have added some story, some drama, you know, and a whole bunch of stuff to add to it. Instead, they just went, I know, let's just make her want to commit bloodline genocide. Why? Because she wanted to. Like, what? The voice actress who also delivers the lines clearly did not get this job to play a villain, too, if you could tell. Penelope has a very sweet, loving voice. You could tell that by just paying attention to Sly 3. Her character is supposed to sound sweet and likable.
Oh, I do like smart guys. And he beat you at your own game. You tell me who's more intelligent.
In this one, she still sounds sweet and likable.
It was one of a kind! You cost me too much already, Cooper. It's time to pay the fiddler.
But, she's evil, so it really just doesn't match. It's not her fault, not the actress's fault. It's definitely just the writing. So, yeah. So that is mainly my biggest beef with Penelope, and my biggest beef with Sly 4. Sly 4 honestly does have some entertainment value in it. I don't want you guys to think that I completely 100% hate this game. There are a lot of really fun gameplay elements in this game that I do really enjoy. So it's not a complete waste of time. You can have fun with this game, definitely. In fact, I've had fun playing it at times, okay? So I don't want you to take away from this video that I'm just saying it's a colossal piece of shit, because it's not. It's just the characters and the writing that was completely ruined. You know what's also another pretty crazy thing? You know what I just realized, guys? Most of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed. Like, what the heck, yo? Y'all mofos gotta subscribe. Look, give me a little kissy on the cheek. Right there, thank you. Okay, yes, thank you so much. Please subscribe. I love you guys. You guys are beautiful. You are a part of the family. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I can see you guys on the next Assertive Dolphin episode.
I don't know what this is, but it's kind of hot.